Energized show, up the Irish.
Okay, what's going on, guys? Welcome to a brand new episode of Energized. Ross, introduce the champ.
Today we have the Cage Warriors Bantamweight World Champion. It's the Black Panther. It's Dominique Wooden. Dom, how are you doing, man? And how good does it feel to hear Cage Warriors World Champion?
Yeah, I'm good, man. And it feels good. It feels good to be called a world champion, man. Feels good.
You definitely went and got the bell for us, did you?
Right here.
There we go. That's actually Dom. There we go. And for people that didn't know, we had Dom on in the build-up with Nathan Fletcher on our show doing the Energized the face-off as well. We may as well get into it there, Ross.
Yeah, it was a really big build up to this fight. It was one of the most anticipated fights on the Cage Warriors trilogy series. I was really looking forward to it. It was like neck and neck between yourself and Paul Hughes' world title fight, one of the ones we were looking forward to most. I think I was actually looking forward to your guys' fight more, but then obviously Paul Hughes being Irish, we were like hoping he'd get the win as well. So like it was an incredible trilogy series.
Yeah.
But Dom, obviously, you sort of let everyone say what they wanted to in the build-up, and you were quietly confident. And then afterwards, you sort of let everyone eat their words. How good did it feel to get your hand raised on the night? And did you feel like people are underestimating you going into the fight?
Yeah, 100%. A lot of people were writing me off, man, including the bookies as well. They're writing me off, which I expected because obviously he's undefeated. I think like when I fought Andy Young, I was only 3-0 at the time, and he was 10-8, and I was the favorite to the bookies. Do you know what I mean? So I was heavy underdog going in there, and just a lot of people were writing me off. The only people that knew that I had it in the bag was obviously my team, my coaches, obviously myself, and just close ones around me. Do you know what I mean? But there was a lot of talking going on, and obviously we did a lot throughout the build up. And to me, I was unbothered by a lot of things leading up to that fight. Do you know what I mean? Like I've been there, I've done that, I've done all of this stuff, like face-offs, VTs, build up to fights. It was Nathan Fletcher's first time doing that. He's never experienced it, and I could see it. I could see he was like it was all new to him. Like he didn't know how to handle it or how to I don't know, probably deal with it also. Do you know what I mean? So to me, it was nothing. It was just another day in the office to me. Do you know what I mean? Just like even like when I fought Andy Young back in 2017, when we fought for the world title, leading up to that fight, I was giving it all the talk and saying what I was going to do and whatnot. And Andy was just like very calm, chilled, and he was just like, "Oh, I've been here before. This is nothing to me." Do you know what I mean? And then after I got my lesson, and I told Nathan he'll get his lesson as well. Do you know what I mean? Like when you're undefeated, I've been there before. When you're undefeated and there's people blowing smoke up your ass, you're going to believe your own hype. It's very hard not to. You're going to believe your own hype. I've been there and I've done it. Do you know what I mean? And he hasn't. Do you know what I mean? Within his pro career. And like I said, when we all did the interview, I said he's going to have his first hiccup. And I didn't say that in a bad way. I just said it like it's going to make him a better fighter. I even told him
that's exactly what you said. That's exactly.
I said to him after the fight. I said to him, "Listen, you're going to learn a lot from this. Trust me. I'll probably see you somewhere down the line." What I said to him after the fight, I said I'll probably see him somewhere down the line, but probably in the UFC. Like I have no doubt he'll get in the UFC, and after I'm gone, I'm sure he'll get the belt. Do you know what I mean? So, like I said, like lead up to this fight, I've been there, done that, whereas he hasn't. So,
yeah. I think you describe it perfectly as his trials and tribulations.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. Like I'm a prime example to that. Do you know what I mean? So he'll rise back up. I'm sure. Do you know what I mean? He just obviously needs to learn a few things and learn a bit more about himself. Do you know what I mean? Because that's what I have to do.
Yeah, Dom, I sort of want to get into the fight. Sorry, Barry, were you going to say something?
Well, yeah, one thing I wanted to get in there was we obviously had Nathan Fletcher on a few times, and we're promoting him. He's he's definitely one person to definitely watch out for. The way he's like the way he just operates inside and outside of the cage, like he's just a model professional. So like going into that, having yourselves both yous on, we wanted to do it very fairly, you know, because like we're trying to be as pro as possible.
Yeah,
Dom,
100%.
yeah, Dom,
100%.
after being on the show, do you think we're like 50-50, or what would be your overall opinion?
You know what? To be honest, I'll be real with you guys. Obviously, whereas you guys have done a lot more stuff with him than me, I'm new on your guys' show, you guys' show. So obviously, whereas you two have a better connection with Nathan because he's done stuff. He's done quite a few things with you guys. So I can't be mad at you. Maybe if you guys thought Nathan was going to win or whatnot, because listen, everyone's got their own opinions and everyone can decide whoever they want to win. Do you know what I mean? I don't mind because at the end of the day, we're going to go in there and fight. It's a neutral ground in there. Do you know what I mean? So I don't care what outsiders have to say. Do you know what I mean? So, like, to me, it kind of felt like he was a little bit on his side, but listen, it don't matter. It don't matter. It's done now. Do you know what I mean? Like, obviously, like I said, you guys got a better connection with him than me. But obviously you guys tried to keep it fair, so props to you guys, but obviously you guys have a better connection with him than me, so I kind of feel like you guys are, I kind of feel like it was, let me say, I don't know, like 60-40 maybe. Do you know what I mean?
In fairness, I think it's one of those things where we've obviously spoken to Nathan a good few times, and like anyone who comes on our show, we actually sort of keep up with them like in the DMs and like, you know, keep talking away to them as you do. And I think it was actually our first time ever speaking to you, and like there the two of you were, you know what I mean? It's hard to start to build up that rapport. But look, when it came down to it, like we tried to be as honest and like build up the hype for the fight as much as possible. And I think it worked out well. I think it served its purpose.
100% it did.
And actually, I think it even got a little mention in the broadcast as well that they were talking about it. So that's always.
I think you did. Yeah, I think you did.
And actually, it was by Dan Hardy nonetheless. Actually, in the build up. So
exactly.
So you know, it came across the right eyes one way or the other. Also, shout out to Cage Warriors that they actually got in contact with us on Wednesday. I think it was. We're like, do you want to come over to the fights? And we were like,
on fight week.
Yeah. And we were like, no. It's called. I have like a 2-year-old and like sort of like taking off work Thursday, Friday when you're getting asked on Wednesday, and then also I haven't flown since the pandemic as well, so I don't even know what that's like.
You guys are in Ireland. I forgot.
Yeah. That's the thing.
It would have been.
Like, hopefully, we'll be over for December. You know.
Yeah, that'll be good. That'll be good for sure.
No, but Dom, I just wanted to get that in there because we actually try to be as fair as possible, and really see after you're on here now, everyone that comes on, we promote the shit after, so it's only a benefit. So like, obviously, it's just watch as time goes on because big things are coming.
Yeah, no, I've got no doubt with that. And obviously, like with you guys, it's all right, man. It's like at the end of the day, it's a fight game. Like if you guys had to bet on us, obviously you're gonna have to pick one of us. Do you know what I mean? So it is what it is. I mean, like obviously, props to you guys. You tried to keep it as fair as possible. Do you know what I mean? Which you guys did, and it's all good, man. It's all good.
That was actually our 10th face off as well. So
what was it?
Lucky number 10, bud. There you go.
Oh right.
No, I just wanted to get that out in the air because obviously people are going to be checking in now because everyone knows we push Nate a lot. So like, you know, I mean, like it's going to be talked about.
Don't worry, Dom. You're going to get your rub off us now as well because now you've got your solo appearance on the show. You know,
Ross said he'll carry Dom's belt out in December.
I'll get my belt.
Yeah, exactly. Although last time I was given a belt, I ran off with Musasi's belt, and he wasn't too happy with me.
Oh, is it?
Bellator 200.
Yeah, Bellator 200. Yeah, I said if you want it, you can come get it, and then he asked for it back, and I was like, okay, no problem.
Ross, let's get back on track, right? Because
this
what like coming after this fight, like this was probably the most talked about fight after, I think.
So
the thing was massive overall.
It was talked about fight, 100%, no doubt.
So Dom, let's get into it. Obviously, you know the first 2 rounds were, you know, Nathan implemented a lot more of his grappling. There was a lot of cage work, and there was a lot more grappling. You could almost tell in the early exchanges that like you had a massive speed advantage in the striking, and he didn't want none of that. But in fairness, his game was always going to grapple anyway. So there was very heavy grappling in the first rounds. But did you feel him getting tired each and every time you shot him for the takedown?
Yeah, 100%. I did. Like, to be honest, obviously going into that fight, I expected to be taken down. I was ready to have been taken down, but it's just whether he could implement what he wanted to do. And he tried everything. He tried everything he normally does. It didn't work. So obviously after that first round, he definitely went back to the corner and thought to himself, right, I can take him down, I could take his back, but I can't finish him. I'm finding it hard. Do you know what I mean? So even like when because if you watch the Brian Boulan fight, his fight against Brian Boulan, when he gets someone's back and he's struggling to get their neck, obviously to try and make them lift up their head so you can get underneath, obviously you're going to punch him. But a lot of times, if you're coming up against someone that's good at defending, it's going to be quite hard to get underneath. So what he does, he substitutes the punches for elbows. So he elbows you in the side of the head so you can lift, so you can get the reaction of lifting up your head so he can sink in. That's what he did to Brian Boulan. And I knew he was going to do that because I knew he was going to find it hard to get to my neck. So he was throwing punches, found out it was hard for him to get underneath, so he started throwing elbows. Even some of the shots were back on my head. Like, I don't know if you watch the fight back, you could see I'm complaining to Mark Goddard, and Mark Goddard is telling him, be careful, like watch hit your target. So obviously he started throwing elbows, but I already knew what he was trying to do from there. So there was no way I was lifting up my head so he can get underneath. There was even a couple times, twice, like he kind of got like my chin and kind of like got underneath my neck, but it was nowhere near close. Do you know what I mean? It was nowhere near close. So obviously after that first round, he definitely was going back to the corner thinking to himself, I've done everything I can do to try and finish him, and it's not worked. So what's going to happen? What's going to happen next? You're going to run out of ideas. Do you get what I'm saying? So, but in that first round, I was pissed off. I got taken down a lot sooner than I expected. That was my mistake because he shot in for a low single leg / ankle pick, a very low single leg. And as he caught it, I tried to get away, try to push away, but I ended up turning my back. And after he ended up ball rushing me up against the cage and trying to go for a double leg, and then got a body lock and took me down. But but going into the second round, my defense was getting better. And like even like after that first round, when I went back to the corner, you could see I was so calm, chilled and relaxed, shallow breathing. Whereas with him, you could see he was like quite tense and he could feel it a bit within his gas tank. So after that first round, I was just like, you know what? There's 4 rounds. Stay calm. You've been here before. You've been in this position. Get back to the corner and just stay calm and stay patient. Your time will come. And obviously, going into the second round, my defense was getting better. I was getting up from when he was taking me down, and every time I kept defending and defending these takedowns and just defending anything he tried to do on the ground, I could just feel him getting weaker. I could feel him deflating. Do you get what I'm saying? And every time we stood up, I could just see in his eyes he did not want to be there. Do you know what I mean? Like he was just like, I need to get this guy down. There was even a lot of times he was shooting in without setting them up with punches. Do you get what I'm saying? There was even times where he was shooting in no man's land. Do you get what I'm saying? Because he lost his composure. Do you know what I mean?
Do you think that's something that it was maybe the moment also got to him, that like he
100%,
panicked a bit and then he went for it?
Yeah, I'll tell you when the moment got to him. When I came in my entrance, when I entered the cage and I went around the cage as I entered, I kind of like faced off with him as I was going around the cage. I like kind of like said something to him as I was going around the cage, and then as I got to,
do you know what you said?
I can't remember, man. There was just too much people. There was just a lot of people. I think I said something
big
like
energy.
This. I think I said, this is my house. And as I got back to my corner, I'm going up and down and I'm just looking at him. I could just see, like, even on camera, you could see it on tape. There's a bit where I'm marching up and down on my corner, and then the camera goes to him, and then after he's kind of like puts his hand on his hips and like he's licking his lips like this. So that was telling me, like, he was thinking in his head, oh shit, this is real now. This is real. Like that bit told me, like, the moment kind of got to him. Do you get what I'm saying? So And what did it for me as well, when we did the face-off interview with you guys, and you guys was asking predictions, he said, I'm gonna take him out of there within the first 2 rounds. So that just told me, in my head, he's not willing to go 5 rounds. He's just looking to get me out of there as soon as he can. And obviously, when that doesn't happen, you're gonna run out of ideas. It's gonna make you gas out quick, and you're gonna start making silly mistakes, which is what he was doing. So even after the second round, as I was sitting on my stool, I could see across. I could see him, like, he had his hands up against the cage, like, when he fought the Martignoni guy, the Italian guy, where he said he had food poisoning. Yeah, that fight. He said he had food poisoning. So obviously that's going to kind of affect your gas tank. So me watching that fight, when I was watching tape of him, he did the same thing, put his hands on the cage. So obviously that's telling me you've got a lot of lactic acid building up in your arms because you're grappling too much. So then that just told me, like, he's done. Do you know what I mean? Like, the way he was grappling, you can't grapple like that for 5 rounds, man. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Baz, you can see Dom is such an absolute veteran of the game, where he picks up on all these minute details.
Just little subtle tells, I'm telling you. Do you know what I mean? Like I said, I've been there, I've done that, I've been in his position. He hasn't had the trials and tribulations yet. Now he's having his hiccups. He's going to learn. I told him, you're going to learn a lot from this. Do you know what I mean? Like, I know this because I've had 4 adversities within my pro career. Do you know what I mean? I've got 4 losses. My record does not match my abilities. Do you know what I mean? But like I said to him, like, he's going to have his first hiccup and he's got it now, and he's only going to come back better from it. Do you know what I mean?
Dom, I think there was a moment. Sorry, Basmo. Sorry, I thought there was a moment in the fight. Maybe it could have been the first round. It could have been the second round, where you sort of clipped him with the left hand. It was early on one of the rounds. Did you think that hurt about the time? Because I think we were watching together.
What round was that?
I think it was. I think
first round.
Yeah, I think it was.
I hit him with 2 counter left shots. He didn't like.
We sort of saw that one.
Yeah, as soon as both of them landed, I could just see he wanted to shoot straight away. Do you know what I mean? And obviously that's what he did. He had no business standing with me in that fight. Do you know what I mean? Like, even he knew it himself. Like, I could just see his eyes, like, throughout as the fight was going, I could just see in his eyes he didn't want to be there. He just wanted to just try and take me down and hold me down and just hold me there and just obviously hope for an opening for a submission. Do you know what I mean? Like, whereas with me, look, listen, I'm a striker, but I'm known as a striker, but listen, you can take me down. My defense is on point. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've been in these positions way too many times. My defense is going to be on point. Do you know what I mean? And obviously, that's been shown. Like, even like if you go watch his other fights, a lot of the reason why he gets the rear naked choke a lot with other guys, because these other guys he's fine. They have no freaking IQ. So once he's like got them up against the cage or taking them down, they don't work for underhooks. They're always working for overhooks, and then that's what leads them to get their back taken. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, when I was watching tape of him and just watching his opponents and the stupid mistakes they were making, it was just pissing me off. Do you know what I mean? So if you watch our fight, you could see I was working for a lot of underhooks because that prevents him from getting my back. Do you get what I'm saying? So it was help me, especially up against the cage for get ups and stuff. And he just couldn't keep up with that pace for 5 rounds, man. I knew to myself it was not going to the judges. I knew I was going to finish him. Do you know what I mean? I just knew it.
I think most people knew. Go on, Baz.
But myself and Ross were watching it together, and we couldn't believe how much he was just going. And it was like the third round, and I was like, "There's no way he can do this." Like, we know he's very fit, but like that much was relentless. Like, I mean, it just really was.
100%. Listen, unless if you're on some type of EPO or some crap, then yeah, probably you can do that. But if you're not on stuff and you're trying to fight like that for 5 rounds, that's going to be freaking hard, man. That's especially when you're fighting an explosive, fast twitch guy. Because you got to realize, I'm the most explosive, fast twitch guy he's faced in his career, in his pro career. And the thing is, when you're fighting someone like that, you have to work extra hard to try and keep them down, to try hold them down, to try work for different things. Do you know what I mean? And he just fizzled out. He just literally faded, and he just didn't. I just felt and I know he didn't want to be in there anymore. Especially when we stood up, I could just see it in his eyes.
And
Well,
then
the thing
Dom,
is, you went and truly stole the show. But like we're gonna have to get into what you're doing next. Like, I mean, we can sit here and like, you know what I mean, like, but I mean,
bask
like,
in the glory.
Yeah, we can bask in the glory, but I mean, like, this is about you at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, Nate, we're big fans of, and like, you've nothing but respect for Nate as well, and like, he's gonna have a great
I've
career.
got respect for him. Listen, I've got nothing against the guy. I like him. I like his professionalism. I like the way how he moves about within his training and his fights. Do you know what I mean? Like, I ain't got nothing against the guy, but obviously we were fighting each other, so I had to kill him. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. That was it. After the fight, it was cool.
Yeah, the thing is, we all, everyone really wants to know the main reason they're tuning in now. After you won, what did you go and do after?
Do you know what? I wanted to go and eat out and stuff, but I just didn't have enough time. And because literally after the fight, I came out the cage. I had to do interviews. I had to do the interview with Edith LaBelle. I had to do an interview with someone else. And then by the time I got to my change room, Graham came into my change room and said, "Oh, the coach is leaving." So I didn't even have time to like shower or change my clothes or anything. Do you know what I mean? So I had to just
still had the gloves on.
Huh?
Still had the gloves on.
I had everything on, so I had to just change quickly and just change into my clothes and just rush into the coach back to the hotel, and then I obviously had stuff to collect and take back home with me. So by the time I got back home, it was so late. I only went to a McDonald's drive-thru.
What'd you order?
Do you know what? It was so late because I went to go pick up my friend, because a friend of mine, Miles Simpson, he fights for ONE FC. He come down from Holland to watch me, so he was only here for the day. So I went to go pick him up from the hotel he was staying at, so he could come over to mine and stay, so we could spend some time together, because obviously he was here for a day and there was not enough time to hang around. Plus, by the time I got to the hotel and got all my stuff and then came all the way back to him, it was so late. So then obviously we went back to my place, and then literally by the time I got home, we were just hanging around and chilling. And then
what was the McDonald's order?
Literally, it was breakfast. It was breakfast. I couldn't even get a burger or anything. It was breakfast, because by the time I got to McDonald's, it was about like 4 or 5 a.m. Do you know what I mean? So I didn't even get a chance to have a proper meal. Do you know what I mean? Even after the fight, I didn't even sleep for 48 hours.
Don't worry, Dom. I'll buy you a pint at the Cage Warriors Christmas party.
Yeah. You know what? I appreciate that. But you know what? I don't drink beer. So you're gonna have to get me something else. You're probably gonna have to get me some J2O or something.
Don't worry, I'll make you a cocktail and everything will.
All right, cool. A mojito.
Yeah, no worries.
And then Dom, obviously, like after you turn on your phone or you look at your phone, like what's that like once you win a world title as well?
Yeah, my phone was blowing. Even up until now, my phone's blowing. Like literally, I literally put a post up of Paddy yesterday on my Instagram.
Yeah,
and the phone is blown up from that post as well as obviously people congratulating me as well and stuff like that. But funny enough, Paddy did get back to me as I put my post up. He gave me my props. So obviously we leave it there, innit? We leave it there.
In fairness, he's a real warrior like that. Like, you know what I mean? If he's wrong, he'll admit it. Like he's real like that. So shout out to Paddy as well. Dom, obviously you have that lovely belt around your waist. You have no intention of letting it go anywhere anytime soon. Will we see you next in a Cage Warriors cage? And will it be on the 10th or the 11th? Preferably the 11th of December.
You'll see me in December. Literally after my fight, I came out when I saw Graham. I said to him, "Graham, when's the next show?" He said, "December." I said, "I want on it." He said, "Yeah, you got it." So I'll be defending this in December.
And
but
do you have a name?
I've got no idea, because to be honest, I don't really know, man. I think they're gonna fly someone in for me. To be honest, man, I don't really see who they can give me. Do you know what I mean? Like Rory Evans. Rory Evans beat my teammate.
Gerardo Fanny.
He's a flyweight though. He's tiny, man.
I know, but you had an impressive win all the same.
We're managed by the same management.
Okay, well, maybe not him. Maybe you know what I really want to see? I want to see them bring Jack Cartwright back, because he hasn't signed anywhere yet, and I'd love to see that fight. Yourself and Jack Cartwright.
whatever, man, whatever. Because listen, whoever I get, they're gonna get the same treatment. Do you know what I mean? So, but I do see them. To be honest, I do see them flying someone in. To be honest,
Yeah,
I mean,
Dom.
really true. The top guy is Nathan Fletcher.
Dom, you're gonna have to say whoever signs in the dotted line has to come on and do a face-off on this show.
What's that? Say that again.
Whoever signs in the dotted line, they have to do a face-off on the Energized show again, and we'll give you the 60%.
Yeah, we could do that. We could do that, man. We could do that for sure. But I don't know who. I don't know who I'm gonna have next. To be honest, I'm very intrigued to know who I'm gonna get next. To be honest.
Yeah, it is actually a very interesting one because, like you say, there's no real standout contender bar, yourself and Nathan Fletcher, and you just beaten Nathan. So it will be really interesting to see who they do bring in to fight you. But look, from watching the last fight, I mean, you've gained. Well, we were fans before. You've gained 2 massive fans after that performance. Like the composure that you showed in there was next level. There was no panic at any stage.
All experience, man. All experience. That's all it is, man.
And then anyone who throws that fire like you can throw is so exciting. Like each shot you can tell hurts so much, and you don't want to be on the receiving end of it.
Stiff shots, stiff, explosive, fast twitch shots, man.
Violent.
They really are.
He did not want none of it.
Violent shots.
Yeah,
violent money.
Yeah, exactly. Listen, it's violent money. It's violent money tour out here, man. Seriously, like people think I'm joking when I say that. I literally mean this. Do you know what I mean? Like, listen, I said this from the beginning when I signed with Cage Rule. I said I'm here for a good time, but I don't want to be here for a long time. Do you know what I mean? Like, I want to get back on a big show and get paid again. Do you know what I mean? So, like I said in previous interviews, I'm pissed off in a good way, and that's gonna make me kill whoever's in front of me.
And actually, one person we're actually meant to have on the show tonight, but they're gone to the medical, is Jake Hadley. He's off to do a contender series in the UFC.
That's my brother.
Yeah, well, I knew you two were close. Obviously, I assume you're going to wish him luck before his contender series fight on Tuesday. But is that something that you'd be interested in, going the contender series route? Or do you think now that you have that belt and you defend it, you have a golden ticket like previous champs and you should get straight into the UFC with one defense of your belt?
Honestly, what if Dana White contender series opportunity came up right now? If I would go, you're saying?
Yeah.
Honestly speaking, I don't know, man. I don't really know, because the way I want to get signed by the UFC, I want to get signed properly. They scout me and they send me a contract. So the way I feel right now, I just feel like this next fight I'm gonna freaking have another devastating KO, and I strongly believe with that happening, my first fight in 2022 could be in a UFC cage.
Yeah, Dom, as fans, man, we want to see it fighting on Cage Warriors this December as well. And as we said,
I'm definitely going to be on it because I asked for it, and I need activity. Do you know what I mean? This is the first time in my pro career. If I do fight in December, this is my first time in my pro career I've had 3 fights back to back within 1 year.
Yeah, and for people listening in now from Cage Warriors, on the Saturday night, it'll be the same night as UFC 269. So people will be tuning in just to get their fix as well on UFC Fight Pass. So that'll be a massive card. That'll be a great way to end the year. And we know Graham Bowen is holding something up his sleeve for those 2 nights as well. So I'll agree with you say there. Ross, we're going a bit over time now, but is there anything else you want to say before we wrap things up?
No, Dom, I just want to say congrats again, man. Unbelievable fight. One of the best fights of the Trilogy series. You really did yourself and your family and your team proud. So congrats on that. Is there anyone you want to give a shout out to before we wrap things up?
I just want to give a shout out to my coaches, Ashley Grimshaw, Brad Pickett, Daily Perales, my boxing coach, my conditioning coaches, Rory Lynn and Sonny Dolakia, my Thai coach, Phil Tew, I like to thank my sponsors, but I know I'm going to forget some. So let me just plug in my socials. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, at Real D Woodin. You can follow me on my Facebook athletes page, Dominique Woodin. You can follow me on my YouTube channel, Black Panther Woodin. And throughout my socials, you'll be able to see who I'm sponsored by and whatnot. So I don't want to give a shout.
Consummate professional there. You got them all.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Dom, like it's great to have you back on with the title.
Yeah.
Last time we did it, we actually had Matt Bonner on as well. Like, I just can't wait to see what Cage Warriors are going to do with this roster, because with 3 nights down to 2, it's going to be even more stacked. You know what I mean? And if you do the gold belt or the lucky ticket, you're almost basically guaranteed to be on the card. Like on everyone I'm talking about, not yourself.
Yeah, got you.
Yeah, it's going to be an unreal one. I'm already thinking about Baz. You have Matt Bonner, Joe McColgan, Paul Hughes, Dominique Wooden, Sam Creasy.
A lot of good fights, man. Yeah, Sam Creasy as well. It's going to be a lot of good fights, man. A lot of good fights.
Right, Ross. We'll get our bags packed, right, and we'll wait to get the show and we'll fly over. We can stay in Dom's room for the after party.
Yeah, I better see you guys there, front row.
Yeah, we'll be the ones with Guinness stained all over our shirts.
Dom, we told you.
With all the beer stains and whatnot.
Dom, we told you we're carrying the belt out, man.
You did say that. Yeah, you did say that.
Get the Black Panther mask ready for us.
Oh, 100%. I'll get that ready for you.
Yeah. So if you are new to the channel, make sure to get in the comments as well if you're checking in who you'd like to see Dom fight next, because like, I mean, why not make a few matches here while you can? That's basically it for me, Dom. Thanks so much for tuning on, and thanks to your team for helping us out as well. Ross, anything else to say before we wrap things up?
No, guys, just if you are watching this video, make sure to like, share, subscribe, and as always, stay energized.
Energized show, up the Irish. Been sussing you guys a couple of times. I've seen a couple of clips. I think you done some interviews with Dylan Moran and that I saw. So keep going, keep up the good work, guys.